Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the First Baptist Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And this whole video is simply going to be about, the unforgiveness from this church and the not practicing what they preach and just the hypocriticalness that goes along with it. And so I want to go ahead and hop straight into this video so we can get this over with. I only have about 10 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Apparently what's going on is, as I stated in the last video before I deleted all my videos, apparently what's going on, there was this issue between me and this family, okay, and the church. And apparently there was wrongs going on both sides. From my end was simply my anger, the way I dealt with certain things, what I said in text messages. Okay, that's from my end. I've already apologized about that. Okay, and I've been apologizing since it happened, since 2017, and I can't go back and change that. It's done. Okay, from their end is they're dragging the whole thing on, and they are making up false documents, stating that I called him, saying that this is the office of so-and-so, you're going to get it, when I never said that. And I never called him on that date, which is Herman Ray Todd, who attends that church. He used to be my Sunday school teacher. This particular document is false, and somehow his daughter is somehow using this document in order to obtain a restraining order, but she's not listed as the victim in this document. The father is. And I don't have the daughter's cell phone number, email, etc., etc., none of this stuff. We don't even really talk. So I just thought to give you an idea. But however, on their side, where they went wrong is that they're filing false police reports, false documents, and things in order to get an arrest and a restraining order. That's what they're doing. That's what they have done. And not only have they done that, they are sending me text messages how they don't want any communication with me, but yet we have on body cam how I'll talk to you more than I ever have. And when you can conclude, that we're in communication at this point, it's not until I got home, my brother called, he says, he can call me off your phone. Why do you want to talk to me? Apparently when you just shot that through my phone. If I'm harassing you, why do you want to talk to me? And if, your daughter doesn't want to see the text message, don't like me, don't want to talk to me, why are you still sending my messages if I'm talking to you? It doesn't make any sense. He tells me I can do whatever I want because that's my daughter, so you harass your own daughter pretty much. And so it's more of, there's wrongs on both sides. He had the option of blocking my phone. He had the option of calling the police. He had all these different options. He didn't. He wanted to stay in communications with me to try to set me up so he can get me in trouble. All this was, and they're going to the church, lying to them, telling them that I was told not to call him when I was told otherwise by him and over the phone. And on body cam you can tell that one can conclude that he wanted communication with me. So that's what's going on. I did my wrong, he did his wrong. However, they did not apologize to me for what they have done, but yet I apologize to them for the things I have done. Now, they're still in their denial about what they have done and don't want to admit to the things that they have done. And I'm okay with that. Maybe they have a reputation on the line they don't want ruined. I don't know, whatever that problem is. They need to go to God directly and talk to him about these things. However, he got the church involved. And so now the church is saying somehow that I can't come back because I somehow contacted him. Then they changed their position. It's not like, oh, well, now you didn't contact him. It's not only that, you somehow violated the scripture when you went after him civilly. Okay? You violated it. Well, you tried to jail me. Okay? There's no difference between a civil and jailing a Christian. You're jailing a Christian who is repenting and then putting chains on his wrists and throwing him in prison. This is a lot, and, now the church is involved because, they can't talk to me. You call up there, they don't want to answer your phone calls, they don't want to hear your side of the story, they have nothing to do with you. They can't even pray for you. I saw Emma's dad in Food Lion, and I was in there, and after all these years, I see him, and he just looks at me and walk right past me like he has nothing to say to me. Like, it's this grudge and this bitterness and this unforgiveness that's in their hearts. And, they're going around and they're making, sermons about how you gotta forgive and how you gotta, the unrepentantness and the unforgiveness and all of this stuff. They're talking about forgiveness and letting it go and sharing the gospel and all these different things, and grace, mercy, and all these different things, and yet they're not living according to the gospel. They're not living to it. So they're not following through with it. They're just I believe the only reason they made this video because I created sermons on it before, and they must have somehow heard it, and they went and start talking about it. They're not practicing it. If a person can't talk to you when they see you, there's a problem. If a person can't pray for you, there's a problem. If the person doesn't want you back in the church, there's a problem. If a person can't even, when they see you, they gotta turn the other way. Okay, hey, you talk about Bible stuff through Facebook, through Messenger, and they block you. They have nothing to do with you, and they're talking about forgiveness. How is this called forgiveness when you can take a look at 2 Corinthians 2, 5 through 11? We can look at the prodigal son, the lost coin, the lost sheep. That's something you guys can go look for yourselves. I don't need to do that. And then we have this verse here from Luke chapter 18, 10, verse 14. I'm not going to read it to you. I want you to take this to your pastor, and you can tell him what this means to you. However, you're going to have people who are going to say things like, well, we're only human. You're speaking from a human standpoint. Our goal is to share the gospel to a lost world so that they may be saved. And this church I feel like it's saying pretty much to me, we will never preach to you in the name of Jesus Christ ever again. You won't hear Jesus come from my mouth. And if I was the only person left on earth and there was no other pastors but this church, I wouldn't be saved. They wouldn't talk to me. They will save themselves. They wouldn't even try. They would, in other words, I would be cast out forevermore because they would never talk to me. If it was just this church and I was the only one in the world and just them, they wouldn't even preach to me. They wouldn't. I'm the last person on earth. Who else are you going to go preach to? You're not going to preach to me. Could you make that very clear? And so the Bible talks about you can't preach to somebody in your own back. I can go to the Middle East and get slaughtered for my faith, but I'm not going to preach to you because of the stuff you did. I don't want to talk to you. I have nothing to do with you. In fact, this church even went and tried to make a police report behind my back in 2020 without my knowledge. I found out a year later that this was made. They secretly trying to do it so they can secretly set you up and so you can get locked up. And I keep telling my brother to stop calling them, stop calling Ray. Ray have already reported to my twin brother that, how he felt with him around his family, this type of thing. I told him he already told him how he felt. And in addition to this, he's mad at him in 2020, and all of a sudden, I'm not mad at you, I'm just, y'all thought I was racist. They has nothing, it's what you said in court that disturbed my attorney and the jury. He's still worried about something in 2019. That case has been beaten already. Why are you still worried about it? You need to let it go. And apparently he hasn't. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with them. Then we got, it's just a lot of stuff. It really is. And I'm going to let you, I'm not debating with this church anymore. I don't want to, I'm tired of them. They mentioned me on their pulpits in the year 2021. I'll give you an example. I'm so angry. Die, die, die. I hope this place burns. It's so frustrating because They're spitting in my face of something I did or bragging just to tell me, well, you can't come back or nothing changes. We're not going to change how we set things. And that's not our problem. It's going to stay where it is. You ain't never come back. We ain't never preaching. What about the stuff y'all did? What about the sexual assault from Dion saying the deacon in church? He's not going to come out and tell you that because he got a reputation. What about the false police reports, the false documents? What about how they can't get along? They got financial issues, sexual issues in the church. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like and subscribe, even if you don't. Thank you.